This is the Tree of Life, Season 29, Chapter 2. In this episode, we will be incorporating integrated degeneration of Season 26, Chapter 1 into our discussion of the dialectical degeneration in Season 28, Chapter 9. In Season 26, Chapter 1, we discussed how there are two forms of dialectical degeneration: integrated degeneration and an integrated degeneration. An integrated degeneration was that which occurs within partial or full infinite recursion within the bubble universe created by a substitution event. Whereas, integrated degeneration occurs between interpreted self, by others, and independent self, self-identification, in the world, which is associated with integration of an impulse. Integrated degeneration causes the dialectical degeneration to occur within the structures of the external reality, in the connections between people manifesting as coincident tension release. To reiterate, in-groups and out-groups form based upon common identification and a common hierarchy. They produce mirroring and common tension release, which manifests as emotional coupling in structures. In a two-step dialectical degeneration, the first step is generalization, and the second step is categorization. The first step eliminates any nuance by generalizing between the terms within a thought such that they have a perfect association to each other. The second step involves a suppositional thought, which presents an ideological divide between two dialectical positions, which are each represented by an in-group and an out-group. In an integrated degeneration, the compelling of acquiescence occurs within the paths of recursion, but doesn't compel one in-group or the other by self-identification. The ultimate self-identification between the two in-groups is determined by interactions with the external world. In integrated degeneration, that selection between two in-groups is determined through othering by one of the in-groups through a real-world interaction prompted hierarchically. That is, in an integrated degeneration, the compelling of acquiescence occurs within the substitution event, by the hierarchically superior in priority acting on the vessel of the subject, while he is disconnected from his objects of consciousness. In this case, recursion is terminated by the hierarchy. The compulsion occurs at the beginning of the degeneration. In integrated degeneration, the compulsion occurs at the end of the degeneration, after an interaction which others the subject. This othering displaces the categorization, according to the hierarchical priority. This means that the subject actually has no choice between the dialectical ideological positions, since his rejection by the in-group eliminates one of the options. Now, as indicated much earlier, integrated degeneration is associated with the integration of an impulse. Thus, in the preceding reverse substitution event, some impulse is negated. That negated impulse is the full not set of the affirmed impulse, which was not acquiesced to. In integrated degeneration, the originating digital structure is the same as the subsequent digital structure, only the phase is flipped. There is no shifting between sets in integrated degeneration, because there is no recursion. Thus, the output of the integrated dialectical degeneration compels acquiescence to the negated impulse defined as the not set. That is, in the absence of infinite recursion, integrated degeneration is merely a phase flip within the original digital structure, reflected in the hierarchically compelled actions of social participants. It is a mechanistic process, which eliminates the choice from the end of degeneration, by the intervention of one in-group between the generalization and categorization steps. This has implications as well. It means that the phase flip between impulse 1 and impulse not 1 triggers an intersection between the subject and the in-group associated with impulse 1. In effect, what we observe to be spatial intersections between two individuals are animated by a phase flip within a single digital structure, describing the subject. We can also say that the distance from consensus, which results from integrated and unintegrated degeneration, is distinct. In the case of an integrated degeneration, the choice between dialectical ideological groups remains. Thus, the subject's thoughts remain one step from consensus. In the case of integrated degeneration, that choice is eliminated, and thus, there is a union between independent self and interpreted self at consensus. This difference is reflected in the domain that intercedes to compel acquiescence. In an integrated degeneration, the lowest domain, of the family, compels acquiescence hierarchically before the generalization stage, prompting a phase flip. In integrated degeneration, the higher domains such as civil society compels acquiescence hierarchically before categorization, prompting a phase flip. In an integrated degeneration, the phase flip is associated with negational rhythms. In integrated degeneration, it is associated with a phase flip of the affirmational rhythms. That's the end of the podcast for today.